Hey guys, what's going on today? I'm just going to talk about some Anthem. Now, it's been about a month or so since it came out, and my thoughts on the game is, yeah, it's decently fun. Do I constantly want to play it 24/7 every day, time that I get a chance to? Not no more. Like, grind up to 30, yeah, it was enjoyable. But once when you hit that level 30, you just don't really have that much more incentive to keep going, trying to grind for the legendaries or anything like that. Just because there's no real incentive to do that anymore. They are trying to get to that point. They're trying and trying and trying, but it's like no matter what they're doing, BioWare is trying their best, but it's not working. Because there's a couple key components that they're missing, and because I know they're trying to get it to feel like this Destiny, Warframe, Diablo feel to it, but yet it's not hitting those marks because, well, let's just be honest, the loot in Anthem, it's at that point where it's like, okay, yeah, it's cool, let's go get this legendary, but it has no added bonus to get that item anymore. You're just like, okay, we got a legendary, but now the bonuses on it don't even do anything for me. Like, they had to go through and completely make an entire patch to make the items somewhat useful. And if you got legendaries before that patch, oh, sorry, you have to get brand new items now. Completely get rid of it. Bye. The next thing that happened was, okay, they had to go through and completely adjust the scaling of their items to be more dramatized, because between Epic and Masterwork, it was only 15 difference, and then between Masterwork and Legendary, it was only 2. So it was like, what was the point to get legendaries when you're just going up 2 things to potentially do some more damage? So it wasn't quite useful there until they made that entire patch. Luckily enough, with that patch, they actually did smart and just bumped everything up to the current value that they wanted it at, instead of having you regrind for everything else. The next thing that I have to gripe about is the whole masterworking leveling, the whole leveling system that they have of your javelin. Because I have all 4 of mine to masterwork tier, which is like 680, around 670-ish light power, I don't know, level power. But I'm trying to do Grandmaster 2 stuff, and it says 575, but yet I'm still getting blown the heck up by some of the guys, and I'm not doing really much more damage, or I'm not being able to be on par with the damage that they're doing to me. So it's like, okay, what's the point of doing Grandmaster 1, 2, and 3 if it's not like, okay, yeah, they're set to this point, you're trying to get up to this point. If you're above that point, you start taking reduced damage. So their scaling needs to be kind of fixed where, okay, like Diablo 3, they have clear up to master tier, and then you go into torments 1 through 13. And each one, they have a specific amount of health and damage that they do bonus from their base amount. And you're going through and scaling up to their base, new base, and potentially higher, that you can still one-shot the guys if you get strong enough legendaries, everything like that in Diablo. So Anthem and BioWare needs to kind of figure out where they're going to go with that scaling to make it somewhat a little bit stronger on that scaling, and to keep it biometrically scaling. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, when you do a contract or even a stronghold, those are the same kind of scaling almost. Stronghold has a little higher difficulty scaling, so compared to free play. Free play, if you can go in the Grandmaster 2 and be doing pretty good, but then you do Grandmaster 2 a Stronghold, Tyrant Mine, you're feeling like you're playing on Grandmaster 3 instead of Grandmaster 2, because they have it so weirdly scaled differently. Even though it's the same scaling, supposedly it doesn't feel the same. So they need to go through and recheck those scalings out as well, make sure that each one is the same values across all the boards, so that it feels like there's an incentive to do that next one, Grandmaster tier, because you're able to survive through it and to do the damage needed to beat it, not to make it just so dramatically long and boring. Because right now, between each Grandmaster tier, you're adding another 5-10 minutes at least to the end of the strongholds and getting all that done. So it's like, okay, what's the point of going up when, yes, you're guaranteed a masterwork at the end on Grandmaster 1, and you can speed through that in 15 minutes. Why take 20-25 minutes on Grandmaster 2 to get 2 of them, when you can just speed right through and get about that same amount of time, get 2 at the same time frame while doing 2 strongholds. So they need to kind of rethink about that one again to be able to. It's back to that scaling factor, back to that loot, making sure it's all good. The next thing is when they added another patch, they decided to add a patch where you can now start getting masterwork and legendary universal components. Since that has happened on every single one of my legendary contracts that I have completed, I have yet to get a component for my javelin that I am currently running. It used to be you always got on Grandmaster 1, 2, or 3, you always got guaranteed 1 masterwork, which was for the javelin that you were using. Now it's been turned into a guaranteed universal. And since they're trying to buff the loot drop, it hasn't really helped out, because I see 1 or 2 every so often that I've been playing, and it hasn't really incentivized to play, because it's always something that I don't need, and then I just end up dismantling it, hoping that maybe down the road I can make components for it, but it hasn't happened yet. The next thing that I want to talk about is crafting. What the heck is the point to craft? Because I have yet to see a point in crafting. Besides, I got this masterwork before I was level 30. I completed all the stuff for it. AKA, I've killed 10 legendaries with it before I hit level 30. Now I can craft it, make it to the level 30 requirement, and boom, now it's doing more damage. Other than that, there's really no point to crafting, minus the maybe rare chance to get a good roll on it. But even then, it's like, by the time you get to that point, you're already going to get 3 or 4 more drops of the weapon, more likely than the weapon itself. Because trying to find legendary enemies to get 10 kills with any masterwork weapon, that's a little bit on the difficult side. But beyond the point there. So crafting just needs to kind of find a little bit better of a point on different things like that. I'm sorry about that. Let's also talk about why not have the store that you have all your cosmetics have everything there. I've seen multiple tweets about it. Even Open World Gaming YouTube channel has gone through and said, okay, BioWare, why not go through and do this? Because then you can start buying all the stuff that you want when you want, and you don't have to wait. Oh, I don't have this yet, but I may have to wait 6-7 months to be able to hopefully see this again, because it's on a randomly rotating table. Hopefully they can figure that one out and all that. But to kind of wrap things up here, hopefully BioWare can figure out, okay, let's get the customization right, let's get the damaging right, and let's get the scaling right, so these guys aren't feeling like they're being one-shotted, and make this game just a little bit better of a game, because they had a great story behind all of Anthem. And then after you beat the story and then you get to that level 30, there's now no end game. So hopefully they can figure this out, get things going well, and hopefully things going well. If you guys liked this video, please do a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you guys think about Anthem at the moment, what you guys are doing in Anthem or whatnot. And hope to see you guys around. Thanks. Bye.